All right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully we got the technical issues taken care of, and we're going to get started back with Salem having the ball. Once again, I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins bringing you Score 58 Network, scrimmage of the 2019 season, Salem versus Newton. Coach, take it away.
All right, it was Jet again. You know, I would have been interested to see what Newton was doing.
don't be judging me, man. The moment, I mean, it's just part of life, Coach. I mean, you know, what do you do in a situation like that?
But I'm waiting on the counter out of this same look where they lined up in the gun, and then they shift to like a sniffer back with a slot on the right side, and then they send the other guy in motion from the other side and run the jet. I mean, they just load up one side.
Did they get the extra point? Did you notice that?
They did. They had a bad snap, but okay, the referees are not calling a whole lot.
No, they're not.
And that just absolutely got destroyed. Somebody needs to block that kid.
Yes, that is a good acknowledgement of saying somebody needs to block that kid. So, yeah, I appreciate that. We don't
sadly, sadly, that's the kind of stuff I say on the sideline. Like, man, somebody needs to block that kid.
Yeah. We don't call you the best color man this side of the Mississippi there, bro. So just to be able to say that, that's good. Good indeed.
All right, here comes motion from right to left. There's a snap. Everybody was moving. And a quick screen. God almighty.
Defense-wise, Newton has come to play.
I'll tell you what, they are lighting folks up.
They are on that end.
That was Xavier Atwater. I wonder if he's related to Steve.
Well, if he's not, maybe. And then we look like we got an injured player for Newton right there. Hey, Coach, we got a little second here. Let's go ahead and bring up that one play, if you can, on that part.
The very first play?
Yeah, not well.
All right, you want to look at the defensive play?
Let's look at that defense play since we have an injured player and see what we can figure out what actually might have happened. Scroll this over and see what we can get. Go ahead. You got that up yet?
It's not finished downloading yet.
All right. Part of life and technology and its finest.
There it is.
All right. So go ahead and throw that up on the screen. I'll throw that down here. Pick apart what actually could have happened here on this little. Now, what kind of play is this? This is a screen, correct? But it's a bubble screen.
No, this wasn't a quick screen. This was just a zone.
Oh, where nobody blocked.
Yeah.
From a Salem perspective. I mean,
he's a linebacker and he's creeping.
He is. I mean, it's a blitz. You kind of
see
wonder
this
if they
guy right here.
if they called a no blitz in this situation.
He's creeping up. Yeah, it's always been my experience that you don't blitz during the scrimmage.
No, especially in spring wide.
Okay, and right here, these cats right here, this guy and this guy, these two cats are responsible for these two cats.
Right.
And they decided to both block one guy.
They did, and they took care. The question is,
they blocked him good now.
All right, that's all that matters. If they blocked him good on that,
they blocked him good.
Well, we got time. Jump to the bubble screen real quick.
Unfortunately, this guy right here ruins that guy's day.
Yes, he does.
Okay, hang on, let me find it.
I don't even know if he's going to send him a hey, thank you very much response, to say the least.
Okay, now they're going to throw the quick screen, and I like all the smoke and mirrors. That's one of the things I like with all the motions and stepping on and stepping off. Although I'm not sure why he stepped off.
Because when that happened, what broke down in that situation?
Well, I mean, everything. Because this guy comes flying out here, but nobody's fooled. And he rolls out. And you can see right now, safety's already attacking. This guy right here, he's already headed downhill because he knows, I don't know if I'm sure that what they'll come back to is probably like a post and a wheel.
Right.
Something of that nature. But unfortunately, they threw the ball to this guy this time.
And when he got it in the inside. Now, pausing, bring it back here. We got those two linemen. They looking to get those two men coming down. If we had those two offensive linemen hustling down, the left guard and the right.
This is
left
the problem.
Tackle. Yep.
This cat right here, he should have punched and gone. He should have done the same thing, punch and go. But what happens is this guy right here,
yep,
he gets thrown on the ground. And that kind of screws things up.
Watch what's going on.
This guy right here, he's a tourist. He's lost.
Yeah.
He's trying to figure out what's going on. That's part of a scrimmage, though.
Yes, it is.
Is
you got to learn that on that part.
People figuring out what's happening.
Right. No, I agree, and that's a good thing on that part. All right. Well, we got the injured player coming off. So this right now it's 7-0 here in the first quarter. Salem down 7-0 against Newton. It is 4th down. Looks like they're going to punt. Looks like from a special teams perspective they have that. Now, Coach, I'm going to kind of keep picking your brains a little bit and always ask, how do you feel about teams playing each other in spring? How do you like that? Do you like it or not like it? Where's your thoughts with it?
I like it if you have enough kids to do it with. If you're not stretched so thin, if I was, if you're at a place big enough that you have football players that don't play other things.
Right.
But I'm not sure if GHSA track is still going, but I know baseball is. Oh, my goodness.
I know, but it's spring, so one thing that we have to make sure that we're paying attention to is that it is spring. They're going to flip over on down here, and Newton's going to get a chance. We didn't get to see Newton because technology got in the way for their opening drive. We saw was it a speed sweep? What was it?
It was.
Yeah, and it looked like it went for some yardage.
Coach Laws, please go to soccer practice and find a punter. It's the goalie. Get the goalie.
Hey,
That's
man,
the one you need.
The goal is not to lose customers in this situation there, AC.
I love Coach Laws.
I know.
And I just, it's so hard to find kickers, but I will tell you, the punter, he needs to be the goalie, and then the kicker needs to be the best striker.
All right, well, here we go with the action. Newton's second trip.
Tight bunch to the right side, motion coming across to the left, gun. There it is on the zone. Looked like the quarterback wanted to pull it. My goodness.
There's some hitting going out there.
I tell you what.
Even with Salem there.
That was a nice run right there by number 3. Oh.
No, you're not going to get that.
Jarrett Hines.
Look at you.
But that hit right there, that'll get you thrown out of a college game.
Yeah. Helmet to helmet.
Oh,
right
that
there.
was some helmet to helmet action.
Yeah.
Same look, motion coming across.
Scratching your beard there, gray beard.
Yeah.
Heard it on the mic. Oh, high snap.
That's always a problem.
Oh.
My goodness. And I would be 38 hot about that, but he's going to score. There he goes.
Did he go all the way down and get out?
He did. I didn't see him go out.
We're going to have to look at that. Oh. If you're going to knock your player down, pick him back up.
Do you remember when what's the kid's name from Georgia that blew his knee out celebrating in the end zone?
Yes.
I hate that stuff. I'm
know,
like, please don't do that.
No, everybody get low to the ground when you're walking back, man. Nobody needs to hit anybody. Oh, goodness gracious.
But it was that game against Clemson, and the kid blew his knee out celebrating in the end zone.
Right. You got to be careful on that.
I lost my mind. Drafting people for the extra point team.
Right.
See what kind of snap they get this time. It's a pivotal part of the game,
Well, and you definitely want to be able to work those pieces out.
That was much smoother than the last time. And that's the great thing about spring is that you do get smoother and smoother, and that's why you're doing it.
Hey, let's go back and look at that touchdown. We got a little bit of time. Let's see how quick they jump on the ball here. We'll hold on that one. Hey, make sure we save that clip number. I think it was clip number 5.
It is.
So write that down so we can go back to that touchdown since we actually have that on the marking. Salem's going to try their second hands on the offense here and see what actually comes up. So sit back and enjoy. We're trying to do a little multitasking. I'm Bowman Michael with Adam Collins bringing you Score 58 Network, GHSA Spring Football here in the state of Georgia. Newton Rams taking on the Salem Seminoles. Go ahead, Coach.
All right, slot out to the right side. Here comes motion from left to right. Quarterback pulls, and there he goes. Oh, my goodness.
And I didn't get that play, so don't yell at me about that. So
I tell you what.
He took it to the
He
house.
beats that tackle right there, and he's gone.
That was good.
That was a nice job there by number 7. Oh, dear.
No.
Daniel Scott.
All right. And it's an amazing in the sense, and we'll have a chance at halftime to talk a little bit about these upcoming seniors for Salem and for Newton across the board.
Motion from right to left. There's a snap. He pulls it again. It was a bad decision, though.
You fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on me. Fool me twice.
Fool me twice.
Yeah.
Can't fool me again.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have. I'm not gonna get yelled at.
That's George W.
Yeah.
Fool me once.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Fool me twice. Can't fool me again.
Yeah, you can't do that.
How many is a Brazilian?
It's a lot. That's all I can say. It feels like it's a lot.
All right, you got a sniffer back out to the right. In the gun. There's a snap. Quick throw out.
Good bat down from the
He's
defensive
lucky
end.
that didn't get picked.
No.
He's lucky that didn't get picked. Big heads-up play. I love it when kids knock the ball down. To me, that's as good as a sack.
Yeah, I would agree.
And now it's 4th down again. And if they're wise, they'll punt the ball. I say that.
But, I mean,
I'm hoping they get a better punt off this time.
Well,
I don't know if he was
defensively-
just nervous.
So when you talk about from an overall perspective, okay, when we sit there and say, okay, hey, we have spring, what do we want to get out of the spring game, Coach? Talk to me about what, if you had had something in mind, what do you want to get out of that spring
I've never,
game?
whether it's spring or fall, I've never been one to think, let's win the scrimmage. I'm not real concerned with that. I want to see what people can do. I want to see what kind of shape we're in, what we're capable of.
Right.
I'm going to play everybody I have.
What's going to lead into the summer?
I need to know what I have to work with. That's a much better punt, and it wasn't caught, and so that really works out. That took a great role for the Seminoles, and that's gonna leave Newton in a hole.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see them put something together offensively from a Newton perspective and see if defense, Salem-wise, can step up and be productive in this direction.
Well,
so that's even
Salem's got to make them drive.
Oh, they do. I agree.
You can't give up 40, 50-yard runs. You can't do that. Not and be successful.
No.
Well, unless you can just light up the scoreboard yourself, in which case it becomes a shootout.
Once again, this is Score 58 Network bringing you live Salem versus Newton scrimmage action here at Salem High School. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. Glad to have everybody with us here tonight.
This is kind of Newton's base set from the looks thing. It's just a doubles look. Here comes motion from right to left. There's a snap. Quarterback drops, looks out to his left, lets it fly, has a man on the slant.
And he keeps going.
Yep, and good job running with the ball. Nice, strong run. Okay, he popped out of that pile.
No, they're going to call him down.
They called him down.
They did.
At about the 30-yard line.
Yeah.
But it's going to be a first down for Newton.
And they just got themselves out of a hole very quickly.
And that's terrifying if you're playing defense. When you watch these guys run up and down the field and now they can throw it, that's not a good sign.
No, not in this matter.
I've been in games like this where I was on the Seminole side of things where my team was young and kind of inexperienced. And, we're up against a group that is kind of loaded, which it looks like Newton may be. Quarterback comes up under center. Deep back right there. And there, nice hard run.
Good tackle on the
Good
defensive
for about
side.
5 yards.
Yep.
But,
Newtons are led by Coach Grant, his first year here at Newton. If I have a chance, we'll go through some stats and kind of talk a little bit about both records from last year and how many seniors they have returning on both sides.
All right, looks like they're going to switch it off here to a trips look. And still that deep setback, that's deep. Here comes motion, over motion, and there he goes. That was nice. This little zone around the right side, and he's going to the house.
The corners.
Man, I told you they're fast, buddy.
They
are fast.
Yes.
That a babe.
Number 8. Make sure we look at play number 8 right there. Who was the one that just took it to the house? Well, once again,
they're having a tough. They need to work on celebration.
They do. He lost his mouthpiece. That was number 8.
That was that number 8 or number 9?
Man, it's hard to tell based on the gray jerseys. They would not be a fan of ours on a Friday night trying to read those gray jerseys right there. That would be difficult.
Josh Hardiman, maybe?
Could be on that part. Lining up to kick the extra point.
Sorry, folks, that my rosters are a little
shaded.
Little shaded.
A little shaded.
Sorry.
Well, I had my filmer on site take a picture of the rosters, and we can do what we can,
Yeah, I left my glasses at home.
All right, there, old man. You do what you can.
that was a good job with the hold right there. Kind of bowled it back there to him, but he got it down, and it's up and good.
I like seeing both of those in the sense of that. Let's go back and look at that play real quick, Coach. Can you bring that play up for us? Play number 8, the one that just happened.
It's still downloading.
It's still downloading. Well, I'll flip some things around to make sure we get that squared away here in a minute. We'll go back. Uh-oh.
The lag is real.
It is. It is. It looks like we're going to have some technical issues across the board here tonight just because life's funny that way. Funny. The best thing is something else is already working just fine. So sorry for the technical issues on that end. We'll see what's going on across the board. Once again, on Thursday, we'll be bringing you Holy Innocents versus Fellowship Christian. And on Friday night,
that should be a good one.
North Forsyth versus Roswell. So, if you're bored and you want to come over and call some games with me, feel free to. So
well, I'm always bored.
I hear you. So
we do have play 8, by the way, and when we get a minute.
Yeah, it'll come in on this part. So
at this point, if you're the Seminoles, you really got to get something going. I mean, even if you just put together a couple first downs, but there's a snap, quarterback drops, looks out to his left, getting lots of pressure, and he's not going to get away.
No, I got to definitely blow the whistle in that situation.
Yeah, that's that. Blow the whistle, blow the whistle.
Yes, all right.
Yeah, it's the whole defensive line was bearing down on him. I'll tell you what, right now you can see the size difference in the offensive and defensive lines here for Newton and oh my goodness, my brain's not working. Salem, okay, but it also looks like the cats up front for Salem might be young, and even if they're not young, they look to be inexperienced. Because the thing is you can be a junior on a good football team and have not played.
I would agree. Definitely understand that.
There's a snap. Little screen action. Oh, my goodness. And nobody was fooled. Nobody. I tell you what, that Newton defense, just the team speed is what's impressive to me. How fast they react to the ball. They're just all over it. And,
you're hoping to get something out of it from this perspective. From both teams, offensively and defensive, if you're Salem. But it's definitely very difficult for them to get anything accomplished whatsoever.
Well, it's hard to tell what you're going to have year to year.
No, you don't. And they had a huge senior class, the Salem Seminoles did, so they're reloading right now. So that's one of those things that it comes about. So it's just part of the game. To begin.
Quick throw out to the left side.
Oh,
nice tackle.
Closing speed.
Really nice open field play right there.
It's going to be 4th down. They're going to probably set up to punt.
I tell you what, that Newton defense isn't letting them breathe. They ain't Pete a drop.
No, they are what we call suffocating at this point from their ability to go left to right.
And this is one of those things where, as a coach, you start looking at it and going, okay, we got to get something out of this,
right?
Because if you're getting smashed in the mouth every play, what is it you're getting?
Right.
Other than realizing you need to work. I mean, sometimes a butt whooping is good.
It is. I mean, and those are the questions that you always worry about. I will say this in the sense of spring games. My thought process is that I worry about from a spring game perspective, I don't want it to get down on a team, because everybody plays at different levels, and you have classifications.
Well, speaking of, what's the difference in classification?
Well, right now, Newton's 7A, and Salem's 5.
Okay,
so
that's a significant
They could
difference.
be 4 based on my brain. I'll have to kind of pull that up just so I can make sure you're asking me on the spot. I appreciate you, not sending me a little note saying, hey, can you give me the classifications of it? But I'll type it in and see what I can bring up.
Well, my boy that runs them back and forth, he's not here tonight.
No, he's not. No. It's garçon is what you called me the other day. I handled that very well.
That was funny.
No, it wasn't. But I appreciate you saying it out loud when you said garçon. Looked like we're going to change to the second quarter. The end of the start of the second quarter here at Salem.
Yeah, what's the timing on this?
The answer is I don't know.
Is it 12 minutes running?
It is. It looks like it's going to be a running clock since we're already on that part. So let's see. Come on, flip over to.
I haven't played a spring game in forever.
No,
my team played in a spring game last year against
you,
Strong Rock.
And you weren't there, right?
My daughter was being born,
Right.
so I wasn't there.
No, it's a good excuse, man.
I had my phone out going, "What's going on?"
Right.
Because it'll kill you not to be at stuff if you're the coach. That's tough. But the Seminoles got off a great punt last time, and this is one of those things. This is one of the most important plays in football because so much can go wrong. Like right there, good job fielding a high snap, but it threw him off a little bit, and he didn't hit it well. And then they watch it roll backwards. Right now. Right, and the other thing you're going to get to see is you'll get to see in a situation like this, if you're Salem, you get to see kind of who your kids are, what they're made of, and who you need to work on, who you need to put your arm around, because you can already see the hands on the hips and the walking, and, you can see the attitude starting to show itself. And when I say attitude, I mean a bad one.
4A.
4A?
4A versus
I mean, that's a huge difference.
Yeah, 4A versus 7A. So,
population-wise, I don't even know what that works out to. If we had somebody that could look up the population of the two schools.
I'll get on that, buddy. Garson will be right there. Starting the second quarter here, Newton's got great field position here to start off.
Trips out to the left, and they're playing on a short field. This ain't going to take long. There's a snap. Quarterback drops, lets it fly out to his right side. Oh, that should have been 6. You got to catch that, man.
Yep.
I mean, it wasn't bad coverage.
No.
But, I mean, Newton is so fast.
They are. And the separation that the receiver got on the DB to begin with was nice, to say the least.
But what do? Right now, Newton's letting you pick your poison.
Right. No, I definitely understand that on that part.
That's a tough spot to be in. A lot of times your goal is on defense is to make a team one-dimensional.
Right.
But right now, it don't matter if the team's two-dimensional. Here comes motion, and there's the jet. That was a hold right there. Nobody called it.
Nope, and
there he goes, right, and he's going to the house. But that hold was at the point of attack. I can't believe that didn't get called.
No, and right there when he was able to cut back, I mean, it just opened up everything going.
That's great vision. That was a really good job, and that's number 3.
For the Rams. They're going to increase their lead here in this spring
That is
scrimmage.
Jarrett Hines. That's his second touchdown, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
What play was that, 12? Or was that 13?
It would have been number 12. So we'll go back and look at that here.
Yeah, that's kind of a flagrant hold. I don't understand why you didn't call that.
I understand that.
Especially in a situation where, there's already a 3-touchdown spread, Good snap, hold, and kick.
Well, we'll get pretty close here. Once they surpass 30, I'm going to probably take the score off and put 2 little helmets on the left and the right and just know who you're watching, Newton and Salem. Because, once again, you hope that the main thing that you want to get from this is an opportunity for teams to grow here during the spring. There are a lot of spring games. This is a Tuesday spring game because it was supposed to happen on Friday. They kind of backed off based on the weather, and they said, hey, let's make sure we have it on Tuesday where weather's not necessarily an issue, and they did. And so this is the outcome. Come Thursday, we got several games on plate here for a lot of teams playing on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday to wrap up spring practice 2019 for Georgia high school football here in the state of Georgia.
All right, here we go. The Seminoles coming back out, trying to get something going. In the gun with a sniffer back. Looks like they're going to try to run an ISO to the left side. He's got some room.
Ooh.
Oh, there we go. Receiver, block. Don't stand there. You got to get your feet moving. But nice play right there. Good positive yardage. And this is really what Salem needs. They just need to put together a string of plays just like that one. They don't even have to score.
No.
You just got to put together something positive.
I think first downs are important at this point.
Oh, there's no doubt.
Yeah. I think if you're able to get a first down, it's a
good
step.
And there's one.
Yep.
Looked like he was trying to cut that back, maybe that was designed to go the other direction, but you got to get what you can get sometimes.
Understood on that part. So Once again, we're glad everybody tuning in with us here on Score 58 Network. I'm Bo McMichael with Adam Collins, bringing you live high school scrimmage here in 2019. Salem
There's
versus
a snap, zone, quarterback pulls it. Oh, he throws it on the ground. That was a nice little bounce pass. Threw it down, it popped back up to himself. Good job getting on the ball right there.
We're still in basketball season, so that's good. At halftime,
It was Australian rules football.
that's called rugby. Isn't that
No, Australian rules, you can bounce it.
Okay, all right.
Rugby, you just have to run with it.
Okay.
Australian rules, you take 3 steps and you have to bounce the ball.
The knowledge you're bringing me here tonight, I mean, I feel like I need at least.
My wife says Australian football players are good looking, so we watch some of that.
For you?
Well, no, because she thinks they're good looking.
For her.
So then I get to watch.
I'm so sorry, I got confused. I apologize.
It's kind of like we get to watch.
Hey, another first down looks like.
We get to watch football commentating when it's Jesse James Palmer.
Right.
You know. That's got to be close. I mean, come on, fellas. That's first down. There you go.
Yeah.
And right here, Salem really putting something together. And that looks like the same group out there for Newton. Salem getting it done.
Well,
you cheated.
Yep, 5 yards. And there's nothing we can do about that.
I tell you what.
Yeah.
There's not a whole lot sweeter than 1st and 5.
No, there isn't. There's a, hey, we could really mess up on this play and it'd be okay.
Yeah.
The worst case.
Yeah, you got a mulligan right there.
Right.
But, you can see right now Newton being really smart and watching them rotate guys. If that's their plan for in the season, that's brilliant, because if you've got, 6 or 7 guys you can play on the defensive line, that really opens things up. And here comes the heat.
Goodness.
Oh, no.
Yep.
And that's going to the house. Nobody's going to catch him.
At the 30, the 20, the 10, cut back inside, and let's add another 6 defensively.
Was that 49?
Not necessarily
Did
sure.
you get that number?
No. And we didn't get it on the thing, just to let you be aware of that.
Okay, so you blew it 2 ways.
I did. If you only understood what I was going through right now from a technology perspective. So it's a little bit probably too much. Let me see.
I think that was Jason Ricketts.
I think you're right.
Okay. I think they're calling a personal foul. So I don't think this touchdown is going to stand.
They're going to say a block in the back.
Well, I don't know what the call was. That would be my assumption.
Yeah. Personal foul. It's like that was a new marker. Any idea what that means?
I think that's the helmet-to-helmet contact marker.
Okay. I didn't know if he was Wonder Twins activating right there. That's kind of
Form of.
I know.
Bucket of water.
Yes. Let's bring something else on here as we go. So it's definitely interesting in that manner. So, but look like Newton will regain.
Yeah, they're going to have the ball, but it takes points off the board, which is good news for Salem.
I would agree.
I hate it because Salem was doing. I mean, they were really putting something together there.
You had 2 first downs, and that's a plus all by itself. So,
but that's the thing is even when you play a team when you're outmatched, because sometimes it's good to play somebody knowing that it's going to be rough.
Right, I would agree,
because you get to kind of see what you look like against somebody who's really good. And then the other thing is it tells your kids, hey, we got a lot of work to do.
Right. I definitely understand.
Because you're at practice beating up on each other. Guys start to kind of think a lot of themselves. At least I know this is my experience.
Right.
And, sometimes it's good to go ahead and have them knock down a notch or 2.
Or first down and 10 here for Newton, 28-0 here late in the second quarter.
Under center, shuffle motion from right to left right there. And just a zone off the right side.
And you're in from a coach's perspective. You got Coach Grant with Newton. You got Coach Laws with Salem. The most important thing is, are you charting your plays beforehand? Have you written out a group of plays? Are you making this game situation? I'm asking you, Coach. Tell me what.
I don't personally do that.
Right.
But I know guys who do. I know guys who script the first, 2 series of every game they play. Okay. And I don't do that because I don't always know what you're going to do. I have an idea.
Right.
But, people throw you curveballs.
Oh, constantly.
Oh.
Yeah. Is he going to get called for a jump? Yes, he is.
It's a shame they missed that mugging on the Jet touchdown.
Yeah.
You know, offensive tackle
Well,
took that kid's wallet.
Well, the good thing for the spring perspective is that they're getting that opportunity to, from a referee's perspective, to work on their skills.
Right, they're training as well.
They are.
They're training as well. I know I did a spring game a couple years ago where our fall game, as a matter of fact, where I had to explain inadvertent whistle.
Right. It's like out
Quick
in the flats.
throw out to the left, just out in the flats. The athleticism, good gravy.
Yes.
I mean, that ball was caught by number 27, and that is Javari Smith. I mean, it's not one kid. They've got a collection of kids, and I don't know what they looked like last year. It's been a while since I watched.
Well, the catch is, and from a Newton's perspective, it's about the follow through and the finish. I mean, they're playing in a region with Archer and Grayson, South Gwinnett. They're playing with some juggernauts.
Well, you better come locked and loaded.
You do. I mean, you got Rockdale in there as well. I mean, it's just one of those ones where it's very intense.
But little things right there. He's hit after about 3 yards and continues to churn his feet and get 7.
Right. No matter what on that part. Understood.
Well, it might have been 10 because they're moving the sticks.
It could be first and goal. Are they going to stretch them out? No. Are they? Can they get a first down without getting a touchdown?
Yeah,
yep.
At the 1.
They're on the 11. Well, we do appreciate come this fall, we'll be attempting to broadcast several games throughout the week on Score 58 Network and bringing you a little bit of insight on middle school, JV, and varsity level.
Tight end trips, motion from right to left.
Oh, goodness.
Quarterback booting. Okay, they're going to call the quarterback down.
Yeah, they are. They tag, you're it.
Number 44 came flying through right there for Salem. Nice play by Jacoby Lawson.
Be a second down here.
If I'm not mistaken, this is the second quarterback.
It is. It is. There's less than 4 minutes remaining here in the second quarter at halftime.
But this is the smart thing. Play everybody.
Right.
Find out what people can do.
Oh, very much so. And it's a cool day. Oh, my goodness, this is a cool day outside.
Yeah, I mean, they really lucked out.
They did. It's not humid. You're not sucking air. I mean, if anything, you're kind of picking it up a notch just because of how wonderful it feels.
High snap. Ball's fielded. Good ball. Thrown out to the right. Just a little off the mark right there. Pass intended for number 11. Nyland Green. Good coverage there by the Seminoles, though. Kind of not giving it. It would have had to been a great ball for it to fall in.
Oh, I agree.
You know, and that's one of those things, you know, if a quarterback throws a great ball, there's really nothing you can do about that.
No.
That's just, you got to just suck it up and roll on. Of course, the best pass defense in the history of the world is a good pass rush.
Yes.
And right now, the offensive line of Newton County is really earning their money.
They are.
There's a snap. Good protection. See, I thought the quarterback should have stepped up right there. He steps up, he gets a better throw off, and then number 27's off and running because he's by himself.
Right.
You know, that's one of those things that's a mistake a young guy makes. But you know, he's got the frame. He really looks the part. That really long frame.
Right. It makes it very wiry in that sense of
right. That's a
options.
really desirable body build, though.
Right.
I know we look for kids like that. Oh, and there's a bad snap. But it's going to be filled. He's going to try to make the most out of it. Tries to cut back. He's going to get it. Oh, nicely done.
Great tackle by number 1 for Salem.
Great job right there. Number 1 for Salem saves what could have been a huge play.
Would you say that's number 3 for Newton that was picked up that ball?
Isaiah Bird came through and made the play. That was Jarrett Hines, who has been lighting it up today and is absolutely electric when running the ball. So that I really thought, okay, he's getting ready to go the other way and score.
I bet.
But anytime a guy reverses field, I'm always looking for that block in the back flag.
Right.
You know, just because
of all that movement, yes.
Yeah. Because guys, you can't help it. You see that guy, and you're like, nah, then you hit him square in the back.
Right. Salem's going to take over here on offense. Not much time remaining here.
And that is the first time Salem has held.
Yes.
On a short field.
And I definitely believe that there's different angles, different teams in right now, meaning position-wise, based on what occurred here in the first half.
There's some changes, but they're still, they're doing
it's
a good
all
job.
about execution.
They're doing a good job of mixing it up. Sniffer back out to the left side. There's a snap, and Newton just brought everybody. They threw the kitchen sink at him on that play. And it's hard to say. I see them creeping, but I don't know if that's where they play from.
Right.
But they are, scratching off the football. Same look for Salem. That sniffer to the left. Single back also set to the left. There's a snap. Quarterback drops. There you go. Right up the gut. Oh.
Go ahead, get down.
Yeah.
That's all I can say is get down.
Really had a chance to make something right there. I felt like he delayed just for a second. But Brian Woods had a nice run. That's one of the scariest things to defend is a scrambling quarterback. Because if you got a kid that can really run, if the defensive line didn't keep the integrity of the rush lanes, and because there's only 3 of them.
Right.
But, of course, obviously they're going to send people because that's the nature of the 3-5.
It's very interesting to watch the linebackers, and yep, there they go.
There's a jet. Man.
54 just for Salem could not turn the defensive end in, and goodness.
And again, look at the build on the defensive end.
Yes.
Number 25, it's that same kind of look, and that's what everybody looks for in a defensive end. That's Tyon Bigby. I would venture a guess he's probably 6'2" or better. Probably somewhere around 185, 190 pounds. That's prototype.
Right.
Defensive end.
Well, switch over on downs here. Salem's at least Salem's were able to work on their punting tonight, and in that sense of being able to look at it overall wise.
That's a big deal just because special teams. You don't always think about it, but special teams are third of the game.
It is, and the snap from the snapper to the punter, and the deep snap is so important, and you don't want to lob that up there either. You got to get that punt away.
Good job fielding it right there.
They'll take it on the 48.
Not a bad punt. But, that's one of those things I have no idea how long that kid's been punting.
Right.
But that's a specialty.
Oh, it is.
It's
one of those ones when you find that diamond in the rough, you go, okay, yeah, whatever you need me, and they're fickled. The kickers are fickled, and punters are as well. So it's just what you can do to help them in that situation.
The chains are fickled as well.
They're trying to get everything going the other direction. They're figuring it out.
There's a snap.
They're figuring it out.
There's a hold.
Finally, they were able to connect on a touchdown here for Newton.
But they should have. That's a hold. He drugged the guy down in the backfield.
Yeah.
I don't know if they're just not throwing flags or what the problem is.
No, don't even click that. I'm multitasking here, man. So no. so.
But I don't know if you can see that the defensive end got basically, that tackle deserves 2.
Right.
That's 2. That's a takedown in the backfield.
All right, well, it's going to go us to halftime. We're going to take a pause. We'll come back with the other game, and we'll be right back. I'm Bowman Michael with Score Sports, bringing you Score 58 Network. We'll be right back.